It's shoot day 7 of the Easy Bit, and we're off to see James D'Souza. We're going to have a little catch up with him, much like we did with Richard. We're going to hopefully do a little short interview and shoot some nice slow motion shots for the film. So yeah, it should be a fun day. James is always a really interesting and inspiring man to be around and to talk to, so I'm looking forward to having a conversation with him, just seeing him again really. It's going to be a really, really nice day. James, thank you for coming and taking part in all of this and spending the day with me today and doing some extra bits of filming.
Sure.
So I want to ask you first, what was it like the day you came to do your interview, and what was the process of sitting in that room like, talking to me and going through everything?
It was eye-opening from the process of how a film gets made, and then I kept thinking about all those reality TV shows where you see the person and then they show a cut of another shot of them putting their microphone on or where the camera is. And I think they're filming the person filming just to make it look like it's really happening. It felt like a behind the scenes thing, right, but it was also hidden away underground in this studio. So I didn't expect that. Right. And then I felt like I had free rein to say whatever I wanted, which was refreshing. And I think the opportunity to express myself and say how I felt about what was going on with me was that it was not something I'd experienced.
That's really good to hear, because that's what I wanted those interviews to be like. I mean,
yeah.
I personally, I said to Richard in the last catch up I did that I found those filming days really kind of emotionally draining. So I can't imagine what it was like for you guys in that.
It was draining, it took a lot of energy, but it was cathartic as well.
That's good.
At the same time.
Yeah.
And then I think partway through the whole experience, I realised I've got something to offer because I can articulate myself.
Yeah.
So I just pretty much went hell for leather. I was quite blunt on the
well, yours was the longest interview, hands down.
Oh, right, okay.
So, and I kind of expected that. And it was brilliant. We've got some amazing stuff. So what was it, when I first sort of spoke to you about doing it, what was it that made you go, yeah, I absolutely want to do this?
I think it was three things. The first thing was the opportunity to be on film, to actually, because there is something quite visceral when you see someone's face and they're talking and that part of it. The second thing was being part of something much bigger.
Yeah.
So it's not just about my story, it's about men's stories. And then I think the chance to widen the conversation from fertility, and this has been my experience, from fertility to masculinity, because I think the two things relate really well. Even though fertility and infertility doesn't have to define us as men, it's a unique part of our experience. I think those three things, and the idea of a film about it was that. I think that's something that would certainly communicate with the younger men that I know, thinking of Davina's brothers and cousins, and even the kids at school that I teach, the sixth formers, they can watch it, they can see it, and I think it's much more accessible than a book. Yeah,
it's because when I set out on making the documentary, I was very focused on what it was like for men to go through fertility specifically, and I don't think it was until I met you and until I shot your interview that I started to really appreciate the knock-on effect in terms of the whole masculinity aspect of it. And that's something that I've, although not specifically with this film, is something that I've delved into and been more interested in personally since that. And I attribute that to you, because I don't think it's something that I would have really kind of thought or even like gone introspective about myself about. Just about, what is it that makes you a man? How do you feel to be a man? And like you say, the fertility stuff doesn't define you as that. I mean, I'm one of those people. I've never liked football. I've never drunk beer. So lots of people have said, like I've had some pretty nasty responses when I've said that to blokey blokes or men, so I've always kind of wondered why shouldn't I? Why does that make me less of a man?
Yeah.
So I think it was really eye-opening talking to you about all of that stuff, and I appreciate that very much.
That's so brilliant to hear, and that's exactly what I'm out to do is challenge the views, and then free us up, free as men, but also free up women to start exploring what it means.
Yeah. So the next question I've got is, if you could give one piece of advice to men who are embarking on or going through this fertility journey, what would be that one piece of advice you'd give them?
One piece.
Yeah.
I think it would be make your presence felt, and how you choose to do that is entirely up to you. So it could be in a consultation with your partner, girlfriend, wife. Ask a question. Ask an intelligent question, so that they know that you're there. You're not just there to support your partner, husband, partner, girlfriend, wife, whatever. You're there as a husband, but you're also there for yourself. Yeah. And I think that's how I'd phrase it. Make your presence felt. That's
perfectly phrased. I think that's a brilliant answer. So then, what would be the one piece of advice you would give to clinics about men going through fertility treatment?
I was gonna say shut up and listen, but I don't think that captures it. I think it is more investigate and investigate the man's story. And I think that's wide enough to say investigate, throw some research money at it, but also talk to guys and then listen, and then investigate what... I think those two things. Yeah. Throw some money at it and ask men what they think. Because then men are not naturally going to talk. Make them feel at home, come at it from a science point of view, and I think men gradually will open up.
That's brilliant. Well, I just want to say thank you so much for taking part in the documentary, and today it's been an absolute pleasure. So thank you, James.
Thank you very much.